up, everybody? It's your boy, OK. Everything is O. Yo, one day I'm gonna really have a car that does that. Like, right now, my shit screeches, but I gotta do like my man Anthony and take the air out the front tires when I hit the gas, you know? But I could get that bitch to screech. Yo, so I gotta light a cigarette for this one. I know my doctor said I gotta stop smoking cigarettes. He just told me today, but you just told me today, and God hates quitters, so that's a hump I gotta get over, my brother. Crazy, an Asian man telling me to fucking stop smoking cigarettes. They're probably the number one smokers in the world, Asians and Italians. So, I was born in 1989. A lot of things happened I have no clue about. Well, didn't have a clue about till I did research. Pablo Escobar, O.J. Simpson, Rodney King. I had no clue about any of these things. Even the Bulls. I knew about the Bulls because they always beat the Knicks, and we always cheered for the Knicks. One story that I just got this week on Amazon Prime Video. Again, Amazon Prime Video. Yo, you've been coming through. I don't know what's up with you guys, but you guys make me feel good as an Amazon Prime customer. When I'm not buying shit from you, at least I can get the rest of my subscription payment through watching the movies and shows that you guys place up. So thank you, Amazon Prime Video. Lorena motherfucking Bobbit. Hey, yo, I had to light a cigarette for this. So Lorena Bobbit was a Colombian immigrant that married a U.S. I don't know, a U.S. citizen, I guess. A U.S. Marine, I'm sorry. A U.S. Marine, my apologies, all due respect. Mr. whatever his name was, John Wayne Bobbit. Yo. You got this story's crazy. So in the first episode, as for my understanding, you have this couple and a crime is committed. The crime that's committed is this woman severs her husband's penis in the middle of the night. Pulls back the covers, takes a knife, and cuts his dick off. Now, I know a lot of people don't know this story. Like, that are my age. Because I was only like 1 or 2. So there's no way that you guys went to go look up a story about a dick getting cut off. I found this shit by accident. This shit said Lorena Bobbit. I heard her name in like a couple rap songs. So I was like, who is this bitch? Oh my God, I opened up a book of worms. This bitch cut her husband's dick off, yo. And then proceeded to jump in the car and drive away. And then the cops determined the way she threw the dick out the window was this way. Because she was going that way and it landed on that side of the grass. I had to light a cigarette for this one. I laugh, but oh my God. She cut her husband's dick off. Now, at first, of course, as a man, I felt for him. I fell apart. I was like, this is terrible. He's a Marine. He served for our country. This is fucking horrible. How do you cut this man's dick off? What the fuck? And mind you, I've been watching this it's a 4-part documentary, so I managed to watch a part a day. So you figure 4 days ago was when this like epidemic in my head started. Like, oh my God. And I wanted to do a pod on it immediately after I saw the first episode. I'm like, yo, fuck bitches. How dare you females cut a dick off? What the fuck? Yo, in my head, I was bugging the fuck out. Like, what the fuck? I get to part 2. Part 2, it details how she was abused. It tells both their sides of the story basically in part 2. His side of the story is that she was overly aggressive, she was abusive, she used to hit him. Her side of the story came with pictures and police documents and files, domestic violence files. The problem is that in the early 90s, I didn't realize that there was such a call out for reform on domestic violence for battery of women. Like, I say this all the time. I know we come from a crude history, and I know why women outmatch us 2-1. It's because we've been torturing them since the beginning of time. There's been history known where men will have 2 and 3 concubines. You feel me? And have look, I'm not here to bash anybody's religion. I understand it now because I was told it. When Muslims are able to have multiple wives, it's not because they can go fuck multiple women. It's because they decided those were 2 wives, those were 2 women that they were going to take care of. That when they have multiple wives, they make the decision as a man that you take care of these things. I'm not bashing none of that shit. I think however, who you love, how you love, again, your choice. These 2 people, that's where I was. I didn't realize that women went through so much bad shit in the 90s. That cops would come and just break it up and let people walk off after a woman just been hit. That a woman will say, that a cop will ask a woman, did any witnesses see you get hit or him yell at you? Or him, like, damn, the bitch got a cookie like that. Nah, there was no witnesses. I just got a cookie in my eye. And I know you can't go off for everything because there's vindictive and spiteful women that'll hurt themselves and blame a man. You know what I mean? There's vindictive and spiteful women that'll cut your dick off. Yo. So in the second part, after I got my rage over and I see the second part and I see her point of view, and I know it's 3 sides. It's her side, his side, and then the truth. So he pleads his side, she pleads her side. Fact of the matter is that he lost his dick. So if 2 people argue and one person punches the other person in the face, automatically that person's wrong. Now, if that person that got punched in the face goes ahead and pulls out a knife to defend himself, I don't know how wrong he is. If this woman, Lorena Bobbit, was getting raped, because she stated she was getting sodomized and raped. She stated that this man would come home in a drunken fuel and love to tie her up and put her in positions where she couldn't fight it off. He would love to put the pressure on her. That's a sick, sadistic fucking man. And I couldn't believe it when I first saw this fat guy sitting on the couch. Just by the second episode, you still don't believe her. You still don't believe that, 1, it's possible, you know what I mean, that somebody would be that mad at somebody to cut their dick off. 2, you see their demeanors. She's calm until the court cases, or she's, I like, as an older woman, how they keep doing, like, they flash back to 1992, 93, and then they come back to 2020 or 2018 when it was filmed. And, this woman's, you see her composure as an older woman, and then you see her as a younger woman. She's so afraid. She's so scared. She's an immigrant in this country, married to a Marine, and supposedly this man's raping her and beating the shit out of her. What woman wouldn't be scared? I didn't know this was going on for so long in the 90s that they had to get reforms and bills done so that cops could get trained on domestic violence and battery issues for women. That's sick. And before this case took about, there was a Supreme Court case where I think a senator or something like that was being accused of rape by a black woman, and they sided with the fucking senator that it never happened. So I think after that, women definitely became outraged. So when Lorena Bobbit got on the stand, and her case is that she got her ass whooped. Her case is that she genuinely got her ass whooped by this man and raped, and he would get drunk and violent, and she did what she had to. So in the 3rd episode, I want to say the 3rd episode is when they both in court, or around the 2nd or 3rd episode. So he gets acquitted for beating her because a witness didn't come forth, and when there wasn't enough evidence of prior battery for him to be convicted of rape that night before she cut his dick off. So a judge said no, he didn't rape her. He got off charges for raping her. Then her court case comes up, and all these witnesses come forth stating how she got her ass whooped. She got her ass whooped repeatedly, often, time in and time out. And it was determined by a psychiatrist who had to sign an affidavit because he changed his story up. At first he said that she committed this crime out of rage. Then he had to retract his story and say that no, mentally she couldn't take no more. Mentally, she was put in a place where she felt like it was her life. And the epitome of what was torturing this woman was his dick. So 1 + 1 = 2. If you're getting tortured by something, you're going to take it out the game. So that's what she did. She took his dick and she took it out the game. Oddly enough, I still felt bad for him. Even through all this, even if he did beat her and everything, I'm like, damn, my nigga, you lost your dick. He didn't really lose his dick. They found it. It's a joke. At the first episode, everybody's joking. Everybody's joking off the fact a man got his dick chopped off like it's a funny thing. Everybody makes a joke, even the guys. You know, I sit here squirming because I'm like, this is a fucking crime against male humanity. Like, how dare you? You fucking cut my dick off. I felt like he cut my dick off when she cut his dick off. It was fucking crazy. So he gets acquitted of charges as well. I mean, she gets acquitted of charges. And she gets acquitted in a way where she was guilty, but it was a plea of mental insanity. A plea of mental insanity. She could not take it anymore. She could not take it anymore. She couldn't take getting fucked up anymore. She couldn't take it. So mentally she was put in this place. So that means that any man after this might have happened to them too, because she was so damaged. She did her 60 days, came out, winds up remarrying, has a life. I find it weird they brought up this documentary almost 30 years later. They bring this documentary to fruition. Irony, not off a tangent a little bit, but irony, Dennis Hoff owns the Bunny Ranch all the way in like Nevada, where prostitution is legal through brothels. I think it was like 1917 or 1942, one of the two, that they passed the act for it to be legal there, but prostitutes have to go through proper screenings to make sure that they're not sick. Things like that. It's very professional. Yo, when I used to watch like Real Sex at Night on HBO, I know all y'all motherfuckers used to watch Showtime or Real Sex. That Bunny Ranch was one of the fucking shows where, like, you know, men would come in and the women would tell their stories about the freaky things. And I used to see him. I used to see Dennis Hoff. I used to see his Bunny Ranch and be like, God damn, I wish one day I get enough money to go to a brothel. Not so much, you know, it's just, I'm a dude. Two, the experience, you know, like, if we're being honest, there's a lot of times where probably your other doesn't always do what you like them to do, but somebody else has, and you, like, that sticks in your brain, like, damn, I remember when they used to do that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a brothel, anything goes. In a brothel, you pay for exactly what the fuck you want because you pay for it. Who wouldn't want to experience something like that? You know what I mean? Like, well, I wouldn't say who, obviously, people wouldn't, but me personally, I love, so I would love to. Dennis Hoff, that guy I've been watching for years, pops up in this fucking documentary in 2020. He gives John Wayne Bobbit a fucking job. I hope his name's John Wayne. But yo, he gives Mr. Bobbit a job as like a doorman. And Bobbit even fucks that up. He winds up catching a charge for beating his wife or beating a woman for some shit like that. And then he runs away with one of the I don't want to call her a prostitute, one of the workers on the ranch. He runs away with her and then tortures and beats her. John, my friend, buddy, you deserve to get your dick cut off. You show a history of beating women. Even in court, he says, I never touched her. I may have pushed her a couple times. Yo, you got no right putting your hands on a woman. We're all hominids, right? They are less form of hominids. If you want to put your hands on a woman, go put your hands on a UFC fighter. Go touch Ronda Rousey like that. Go touch Chris Cyborg like that. See if you don't get knocked the fuck out. Like, I think violence begets violence. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that you fight fire with fire. Even though times in our history, that's the way to distinguish a fire. When you torture somebody for so long and you beat them and you strip them of their humanity as a person, you make them feel less of a person. You make them feel like a caged animal. You make them feel like your property. You make them feel like a slave. When you do things like this to people consistently, time in and time out, eventually you break a person's spirit, their soul. And when there's nothing left of them, they're going to take away from you. You haven't seen Fatal Attraction? Like, they're going to take away from you, and that was your wife. I tried to side with you, homie, but I couldn't. Your dick deserved to get cut off since you were beating all these women, since you put hands on these women. Yo, but I give you credit, my brother. I give you credit because everybody in your story, everybody in that story would say how naive John was, how dumb he was, how he's just not all there. And the actions that you committed afterwards, you know, we all go through life trauma and shit that's fucked up, and it doesn't make us perfect, but it's a chance to make us better. We don't have to be a product of our environment or the things that raised us, because we saw it as a chance for us to be better than it. You decided not to. You know, and I know there's 3 sides to a story. Both of them were acquitted of both charges. But the fact of the matter is that you're missing a dick, and you were sent to jail multiple times after for the same reasons. You could only cry wolf but so many times before that's who you are. It's on your cast. There's not changing. You know, and for you women that are in domestic violent relationships, get out of them. Get up and walk out. Run away. Hit him with the frying pan. Throw some hot coffee in his face. Cut his dick off. You guys seen fucking Goodfellas. Ray Liotta almost got his head blown off by his wife. You know what I mean? And she couldn't do it. And then he had to fuck her up. But that's besides the point. Don't fuck up your wife. Unless she tries to kill you, of course. Self-defense is a different thing. But if you're asking for it, gentlemen, and you're beating your wife, and women, if you're beating your men, you guys are asking for it. Not only criminal charges, but you're asking for something more. Don't let things lead to physical violence just because you have mental issues or past issues that you cannot address, or you refuse to address, or don't know how to address. There is help for these things. Don't take it out on your spouse. Your spouse does not need to be afraid of you. That's not the way you live life. And for those people that are that egotistical and need that much power in their lives, just know that eventually there is going to be somebody more powerful than you. Woo! Hey, yo, I'm out of here, y'all. It's your boy, OK. Everything is O.K.